Understanding Self-Leadership, the key to personal and professional growth. Howdy. Today I'd like to discuss a topic very close to my heart, self-leadership. In today's rapidly changing world, the term leadership often invokes images of CEOs at board meetings, politicians making grand speeches, or team captains rallying the troops. But there's another kind of leadership that's equally, if not more crucial: self-leadership. At its core, self-leadership is the ability to influence oneself to achieve one's objectives. It's about understanding yourself intimately, setting a clear direction for your life, and guiding yourself towards that purpose. Rather than waiting for external factors or other people to motivate us, self-leadership highlights the power of individual drive and determination. But instead of giving a textbook definition, I'd like to share my own journey, peppered with moments from my life that shape my understanding of self-leadership. Let's go back a ways. The year is 1972, and I'm a skilled blue-collar worker with over 4 years of experience working as a switchman and brakeman for a freight railroad in Texas. I work primarily nights and weekends while earning an engineering degree. I'm fresh out of college and looking for my first professional job. I have an interview with the superintendent of the railroad for that region. We talked, and he ultimately suggested that I consider applying for the company's management training program and becoming an operating department leader. I shared honestly with him, I had no desire or intention to become or be like the leaders I had worked for during that 4-year history. I also shared I enjoyed the work and the skills I had learned and was grateful for his suggestion. He then quietly told me something I will never forget. Henry, if we're ever going to improve the quality of leaders in this industry, it will have to be by internal leaders. And you will first need to master leading yourself. This moment was pivotal for me, is when I first grasped that true leadership doesn't come from leading teams, huge groups, or even from leading one other person. It starts with leading myself. But understanding a concept and living it are two very different things. As I began to dig deeper into self-leadership, I realized it meant taking ownership of my actions, my failures, as well as my successes. Now, the year is 1974. I am married and living and working at a rail classification yard in San Bernardino, California, as an assistant terminal superintendent, working the 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. shift 6 nights per week. Every morning at about 6:15, I would give a verbal report over an open radio phone to the division superintendent, terminal superintendent, and many other management types. As the leader of that terminal during my 12-hour plus shift, I quickly learned to honestly describe the facts of what had transpired and own those results as the leader. I offered no excuses, just told what happened and my team's decisions about what we were going to do based on those happenings. I can never remember those conversations being very supportive or empowering. They did have lots of yelling and criticism coming my way. My job, I felt, though, was to stay calm, tell the truth, and listen carefully. It's in those personal moments of accountability and celebration that I truly began to understand the power of self-leadership. It's not about never failing. It's about rising every time you fall, learning from each stumble, and celebrating every small victory. By the way, I was promoted as a senior assistant terminal superintendent at another classification yard 2 years later. However, understanding and practicing self-leadership is not just for personal victories. It ripples outwards, influencing those around you. The year is now 1979, and I am the plant manager of a 130-person, 24-hour day, 7 days per week locomotive repair and maintenance facility in Texas. That's where my career had started as a switchman 11 years before. My boss is headquartered about 200 miles away. I was fairly autonomous in how I ran my shop. One morning after my team, the evening before, had failed to be waiting on an expedited freight train to be fueled, I was on the morning operational update call for the whole railroad. It was a widely attended conference call led by the VP of Operations. I was asked, why had I decided to delay that important train? I calmly explained that I was responsible for that failure. I had determined the root cause and would promptly implement an action plan to prevent it from occurring again. I did not offer any excuses. The big boss moved on to the next victim. Later that week, several peers of mine from other responsibility areas commented on how I always seemed to escape severe criticism. You all know the reason, I'm sure. I owned the responsibility for the breakdown. I was in action to fix or create a process to prevent a reoccurrence. The boss's choices are to start replacing me, or dig deeper to see if I'm being truthful, or just go on. My skills in self-leadership made all of those okay from my point of view. Most of my peers tried to give excuses or transfer blame. When we lead ourselves with trust, respect for all, integrity, and purpose, what I call TRIP, we light the way for others to do the same. In conclusion, self-leadership is more than just a self-help mantra. It's a transformative journey, and while my story is unique to me, the principles remain universal. I challenge you to dive deep into your own self-leadership journey. Discover your stories, and most importantly, lead yourself to the life you envision. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the world of self-leadership. It's a powerful concept that can truly transform your personal and professional life. It certainly did it for me. Now it's time for you to take action. Suppose you're ready to embark on your own self-leadership journey. In that case, I invite you to schedule a free discovery call with me, Henry Chidgey, your trusted leadership coach and mentor. We'll explore your goals, challenges, and aspirations during this call. Together, we'll create a roadmap tailored specifically to you, helping you harness self-leadership principles to achieve outstanding, measurable results in your life. Don't wait for the right moment or external motivation to show up. The time to lead yourself to the life you envision is now. Take the first step by booking your free discovery call with me. Let's start this journey together. Click the link below to schedule your call. Invest in yourself, and let's unlock your full potential through self-leadership. I look forward to speaking with you soon.